savage. Cut.
We have to fund our police. You know, we've gotten, for crying out loud, they actually had people who are defunding the police. You go to Oregon right now, I went and it's
Real talk. No filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
I just got off this show here with my good buddy Joe, Joseph M. Leonard, and bear with me, guys. I'm still in my old other persona here. I got to go PG. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, guys. Wow, where the good grief, man. But I'm glad you're I'm glad you're viewing us here on X. Welcome on in. Appreciate you, Joe, for having me on your show there, Constitutionalist Politics Podcast. All right. But I'll be all right, Shaky. I'm getting into the mix here, and I was like, wow. You know, I did the show this morning with Joe, and then I was running late a little bit with Derek and Daniela, which I was confused, guys. I thought I thought I was going on a show, man, and talk to them about who I am and everything, and it turned into something entirely different. You know, which I don't mind, man. I don't mind going on a show, and I don't mind explaining, you know, how I got into it and everything, and going into that post-interview type style, but it was not what I was expecting. You know, which he was like, so tell me, like, what's your business about? My business is my podcast production, my network. What do you want me to start, man? Like, I do everything. I'm an entertainer. I'm a media personality. Like, I just, like, I didn't feel myself, like, just being in that damn thing. Like, Joe's podcast, he was fine. Like, he knows me. He knows my persona. So to go from that to the other show with Derek, like, I felt comfortable, guys, but you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel myself. So, but he did invite me back. He's like, well, I want you to come back on and everything, and you sound like you know what you're doing, and you got a great established show going on and everything else. And, you know, they were going into this AI technology with podcasting, and, you know, Shaky was looking like, what the fuck are they talking about? You know, Shaky was in the other room. Excuse me. He was in the other room doing a bunch of voiceover work for our upcoming episodes and other shows that he's aligned with, which he's been doing a lot more. You have, Shaky. Yeah, I have not yet. I mean, before he was always in my producer's booth. Now you hardly see him anymore. I mean, now he's in the other side of the studio. Yeah. He just walked in here, about 3 minutes ago, Shaky? Yeah, just about the top when we started here. He's like, what did I miss? I was like, well, you missed a damn good episode with Joe on his podcast earlier this morning. That was a good episode. You know? He's like, well, what happened with Derek? I said, it was probably the blandest appearance I ever made on a show. I mean, I felt like this, explaining myself like this, and I didn't feel myself. That's how I felt. Because I was talking like this. You know what I mean, guys? I didn't feel comfortable. I mean, I don't know. Like, it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought they were bringing me in as a regular interview type style recording. 4 or 5 minutes into it, I'm like, they're not even fucking recording this. A waste of 40 fucking minutes. That's all right. It's all right. They're inviting me back, guys. Should I go back? I don't know. I noticed we got some people joining in on the show. You guys listen to me here on X, even live streaming on Rumble here. Put in the chat, guys. Do you think I should go back to the show? Right after 40 minutes of more or less like a podcast 101. I felt like I was in a like a training workshop. That's what I felt like.
Savage.
Like those workshops, guys. You sign up on like different fucking platforms. You can sign up for these little workshops, free workshops. That's what I felt like I was in, like a freaking workshop. How did you get into podcasting? I mean, I know the guys are fairly new. They said they've been doing podcasting for like a year, right? No. They had the idea for a year. Okay? This is how boring it was, guys. I'm forgetting his own wording now. They had the idea for a year. And then just 2 months ago, they started up their own show. So out of 12 months, 10 months, they were thinking about how to start it. Oh boy, I wonder how long it's going to be before they decide to just kind of close it down. These people have no persona. They were questioning me like, is persona important on a podcast? Absolutely it is. See what I just did there? That's a high point. You got to drive up the audience. You got to get people involved, engaged. That's why out of 3.5 million podcasts right now in this world, out of 3.5, there's only maybe about 10,000 of them that are successful because of what I'm doing right now. I'm talking, I'm creating a persona, I'm engaging with my audience, You got Snyder for Florida joining us. Thank you very much. See what I'm doing? I'm engaging with them. Go back on the show and show your midnight crew to push back on the blend. Absolutely. Absolutely. We do have a midnight crew. On the midnight crew of Vegas. Oh, no, baby. I don't know where that came from, Shaky. Horrible singing skills, right? Horrible. But I don't know, guys. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know people are trying to get into podcasting. They're trying to create content. They're trying to, develop their persona. I get it. But you're not going to get anywhere, guys, with podcasting if unless you don't have a persona. You need to create a character. God, now I feel like I'm giving my own fucking workshop on this show. The Savage Workshop of Podcasting 101. Oh, boy. Ay, ay, ay. I hear you. I hear you, Snyder. Lindsey Graham with the missiles? Where is parody, Lindsey Graham? Yeah, you know, Snyder, my producer here, Shaky, was listening to the playback last night on Savage Underground X Space when you were part of that conversation last night with us, and he was like, "Who was doing the Lindsey Graham impersonation?" I said, "Oh, that was Croc." He's like, "Damn it, man, right on point." That's right, guys. I'm Lindsey Graham. Yeah, in South Carolina. Yeah. Missiles are bad, guys. Missiles are bad. They're bad. That's right. They're bad. Ay, ay, ay. Guys, before we continue, I got to get them in. I got to get them in. Liquid IV, guys. Not only do I love them, but they're partnered here with the show. Scan this QR code, guys. Jump on over to the website and learn why they say hydration for any occasion is possible. Do you know that, guys? Only with their company, you could find 3 times the electrolytes of any leading sports drink ever with this company. Throw your Powerade, throw your Gatorade, throw all that stuff out the window. Grab Liquid IV and use it today. Well, besides the IV part, don't put it in your vein. Don't shoot it up. Christ, and the narratives will be selling all over the internet, right? Oh God, he's resembling Donald Trump, just like Donald Trump said to shoot bleach up in your veins. No, guys, don't be shooting Liquid IV in your veins. You don't want that. No, you didn't hear it from this show. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Calm down. All my liberals out there, calm the hell down. Don't have a hissy fit.
Savage.
No, seriously. The Daniela and Derek Show. Got a catchy name. Work on your persona, and you'll sell your material a little bit better. But it wasn't what I was expecting. It was definitely a workshop for me, which I didn't need. I don't think I need a workshop. Do I need a workshop, guys? I think I'm beyond the workshop. What's that? It only hurts for a minute. You'll be okay. Yeah, I hope so. All right? I hope so. You damn right, Sage. Got a lot of people joining us today. Thank you very much. Get those comments in. I'll plug them. I'll plug them when I can. Like the commercial. Plug it in, plug it out. That's right. On Savage Unfiltered. So I'm getting a lot of hate mail. Get it together, Mike. Hate mail. There we go. Yeah. This morning, I felt like I was going to be the big, nice podcaster, right? And I was going to actually join in on a live stream this morning on X, which I did. And I tuned into Minddog, right? Minddog TV. I give them a free plug, even though they don't deserve it after what I'm about to say. So Minddog see my comments, which the only comments were coming in were from me. He didn't have any other comments. So he's basically telling me, you're wrong. Not plugging my name, guys, but just saying I was wrong. Because he's going into this ridiculous aspect of how Trump is delusional, and Trump was only spreading lies. He was the only man spreading lies during the debate.
81, and he couldn't even deliver them. And so you just need somebody that can debate better, and it's not 81 years old.
Biden did okay after he buffered for a little bit. Like he would slow down and slow down. Then
go through the transcript. The fact that he handed Biden 9.5% inflation rate. The fact that he fucking that the supply lines and all that stuff, the interest rates were all due to the $7 trillion debt that Trump incurred during the highest of any president ever, more than all the other presidents combined. The fact that he blew the COVID stuff and he said, well, that never happened. I never handed him those kind of inflation rates. All those are lies. Every fucking line in in his entire speech. Go suck your own dick, Savage. Get the fuck out of my room. You suck as a person. You are a fucking dopey cult member. Get the fuck out of my life. How about that?
On the backs, dog.
You can't talk to cult members.
No, I love the desperation of these people, because it's
great. It really is.
Anything to grab on.
Around age 13 or 14,
maybe
there's
they
some
gave up on life.
interesting stories in the book about me being a traveling preacher. But, they thought maybe this is going to work.
Banned.
No, it says Evil Ian was banned.
Oh, no.
No.
You did the wrong one.
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Well, how do I unban Ian?
Yeah, Joe Biden was a fucking saint, wasn't he? Get out of here. That garbage. You believe that? This is the fucking radicalization, Shaky, that I'm talking about. And you think I'm lying, man, half the time. Shaky's not big on social media. He'll promote for me. He'll go on the account there on X and TikTok and everything else, and he'll promote the plugs and the clips and all that other stuff. But he's not big with the engagement on that. He just doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand the fucking Twitter spaces because they're echo chambers to him. And, they are, guys, without a doubt. I mean, some of these spaces you go in, you can't even have a fucking word. It sounds like this. You know what that sound is? That's about like 15 fucking people speaking at one time. You can't have a decent conversation in these things. They're terrible. Reminds me of like the old AOL chat rooms. Remember that back in the day? At least there was some control, though, with the mute button. There is control with the mute button, but you mute them and then you unmute. It's like you're asking for people in your space to act like children and say, put your hand up. Put your hand up. One at a time. One at a time, little kitties. That's what I feel like when I go into these spaces, even when I host my damn space half the time. But don't get me wrong, I do have some decorum in my spaces from time to time. People do respect the queue, right? They respect their time to speak, and they let other people speak, for that matter. I think out of 40, right, Shaky? 40 spaces, I probably have only had 2 echo chambers, which is not bad. That's like an 8 out of 10, right? Scoreboard there. But yeah, Minddog TV, he got pretty mad, Minddog there. And his other guys that were kind of tuning in, they were going along with the show format. I like the part where he was going into that, what I call savage derangement syndrome. Oh yeah, it's very real. I attract about, on a given week, about 20 deranged individuals that will actually go into derangement, literally derangement. And they'll get all their panties in a twist, and they'll get all upset, and they'll throw on a hissy fit like Minddog did. You should have seen it. I wish I was able to share it, but the son of a bitch now has me blocked. Oh yeah, he blocked me. Smart guy. Now he knows that I can't generate a clip from him. But if you go about 24 minutes, timestamp that, Shaky, 24 minutes, maybe 25, going into the 25 mark. That's where Minddog gets all upset. Get out of my feed, savage! Get out of my feed! Why? Why? Because you didn't like the comments there, buddy? Trump wasn't lying. Just telling you the truth. The only one that was really lying during the whole debate, man, was Biden. I like the part where he says, I didn't have any soldiers killed in any foreign conflicts. Oh, no? What about the 13 soldiers, Biden? Fact check me on that one. Yeah. Yeah. That dirty pullout, right? Remember that dirty pullout, Joe? Yeah. But no, he didn't have any soldiers killed, he said. Bullshit. The leftists, they don't enjoy the narratives, the true narratives that we spin. We spin the truth, guys. That's what steps us apart or separates us. The fucking words today, man. I'll get it right. I'm fired up. See, now 3 appearances today from Savage, right? With Joe on his show, Constitutionalist Politics. Then I went over to Derek and Daniela, right? Now I'm on doing my own show, my live stream with the recording that's going to be airing on Spotify later. So I'm all fucking fired up. I'm slurring my words a mile a minute. I'm starting to sound like Joe Biden. So yeah, that was fun. Real fun. Guys, I like a lot of things in life. But you know what I really like? I enjoy a nice Bud Light from time to time. Yeah. Bud Light, guys, is the Bud Light genie of light beer. They believe in brewing the highest quality of light beer on earth. That's right. And I'm glad they're not woke. I'm getting rid of that shit. So grab yourself a Bud Light, guys, and support the Bud Light genie of light beers. Bud Light. I love it. I really do. Progressive Insurance, guys. Better insurance starts here. 4 out of 5 new consumers are now recommending Progressive, and you should too. Flo, I love you. Continue the funny videos. Because, guys, behind these funny videos, they have meaning. They have purpose. Ditch your overpriced insurance and join Progressive. Scan the QR code today and sign up. Exclusive sponsor here on the show. Also want to thank Blackout Coffee. That's right, guys. The Blackout Coffee, this is America's coffee for America's warriors. That's right, guys. Use promo code SAVAGED for 15% off your order at checkout, and you're going to get tremendous amounts of deals with this company. Right out of Florida here. That's right, guys. They are a Florida company out of Fort Pierce, Florida. So hat tip to you guys over there in Fort Pierce, Florida for making this coffee possible. Appreciate it. Brutal Awakening, my favorite. Constantly in the morning with the Brutal Awakening. And don't forget about 2A Guns and Gadgets. My 2 favorite blends there at Blackout Coffee. Tremendous, guys. Check them out today. Use our promo code SAVAGED for exclusive deals just by checking them out.
Michael
today.
Gardner, reaching highs on Spotify.
So, where to start today on the program? Well, has anyone gone into the latest debauchery with now Donald Trump? Oh, God. Here it comes.
Meyer's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent. May God bless you all. And may God help preserve our democracy.
Right? Breitbart now saying that Trump wins. The Supreme Court says presidents covered by immunity for official acts. I wonder what they say about that. Anyone in the chat want to weigh in? Love to hear your views. Well, according to the U.S. Supreme Court that ruled in favor of former President Donald Trump just this past Monday, holding in a 6-3 decision that presidents are covered by limited immunity from criminal prosecutions for actions taken while on office. Well, I knew about the limited immunity, but wasn't well aware of what they're mentioning now. I'd love to read more about this. Well, I'm going to learn more about this. All right. Now, according to this article here on Breitbart, which I love, Breitbart just puts out amazing material. Factual material. None of that garbage you see from CNN. All right. So the court that held this decision, right, according to the summary of the decision, under our constitutional structure of separated powers, the nature of the presidential power entitles that a foreign president has absolutely full immunity from criminal prosecution for actions within his own constitutional authority. Wow. I wonder, see, I wasn't aware of that, guys. You know, like, I wouldn't say I'm constitutional 101. I mean, I know some stuff in the Constitution, not everything. I wasn't aware of this. I thought, you know, a president could be held low immunity just like anybody else. But apparently it's the other way around. Well, he won during the Supreme Court this past.
You have to give a president full and total immunity.
In a scathing dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote about the potential dangers of this decision on U.S. democracy. The ruling affects Special Counsel Jack Smith's prosecution of Trump for election interference for his role in the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. The case now goes back to the lower court, which will have to look at what acts are official and what are unofficial.
There is an enormous amount of legal work that is now going to have to unfold over the next several months.
By waiting until July to issue their ruling, the justices have severely reduced the likelihood of Trump standing trial before the November election.
Monday. And you guys want to weigh into that? So the court also ruled that a president that is also entitled to a pretrial hearing on immunity can be appealed all the way to the Supreme Court before the trial begins. That I do. Okay. This also means, guys, that any trial of a former president, right? Any trial. Let's go to the trial now of Donald Trump, because I'm getting ahead of myself, right? This means that any trial of the former President Trump will take place after November 5th of 2024. That's after the general election, guys. You see where I'm going with that? That means that any trial from now till November, right, will take place after the election. So what I'm getting at is they're going to wait to sworn in President Trump if he wins, which I think we all know he's going to win.
Savaged.
Right? And then you actually may have a convicted president while sitting in office. How scary is that? Wow. Now also get this, guys. Chief Justice John Roberts, writing the opinion for the court's conservative majority, said this: "This case poses a question of lasting significance. When may a former president be prosecuted for official acts taken during his presidency? Our nation has never been needed an answer. But in addressing that question today, unlike the political branches and the public at large, we cannot afford to fixate any of that nature, or even on present understanding. And a case like this one, focusing on results, may have profound consequences for separation of powers for the future of our republic." I love how Chief Justice John Roberts basically put that into play at the end. For our republic. You notice where I'm going with that, right, guys? He didn't put into saying for our democracy, because we don't live under a fucking democracy. Live under a fucking constitutional republic. Get it right. Or if you can't get it right, get the hell out of our country. Go to a country that does represent democracy, which is a third world nation or a banana republic. Oh, they represent it to high levels. Go tell the idiots that are standing on the fucking corner that are protesting about democracy. Free democracy, 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 democracy. And then go show them a video of democracy that is honored in a nation like a banana republic or a third world nation. Then they'll be like, free the republic, free the republic. You see, they'll go the other way around with that because they're idiots. They're brainwashed morons. Now, he also writes this, right? In a concerning opinion that Justice Clarence Thomas also questioned the constitutional of the appointment that was said of Smith. I write separately to highlight another way in which this prosecution may violate our constitutional structure. In this case, the general or the Attorney General, excuse me, I had it backwards, perpetrated to appoint a private citizen as a special counsel to prosecute a former president on behalf of the United States. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Did he not? I don't know. Did he? Did we see that, Shaky? Did CNN air that? Did the MS imbeciles there at MSNBC, whatever the hell they call themselves, did they air that? No. No. No, they did not. By requiring that Congress create federal offices, he writes this, by law, the Constitution imposes an important check against the president. He cannot create offices at his pleasure. What offices are they referring to? I may add. What are the offices that he is trying to create? If there is no law establishing the office that the special counsel occupies, right, guys, then he cannot proceed with the prosecution. A private citizen cannot criminally prosecute anyone, let alone a former president. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Here's something on the bottom that kind of struck me a little strong head there as I was kind of reading this article this morning, as I'm kind of going over it this more or less the same way as I was reading it this morning, right? That we must respect the Constitution's separation of powers in all its forms. Else we risk rendering its protection of liberty a parchment guarantee. I wish Joe Biden's Department of Justice and everyone in that nature would respect the Constitution's powers as well, too. Because if they did, they wouldn't prosecute a former president. Because they're timid or either scared of the competition. Those are facts, folks. Literally facts. Now, Justice Sotomayor led the court's 3 liberals in dissent. And here's the writing, guys. Never in history of our republic has a president had reason to believe that he would be immune from criminal prosecution if he used the tapings of his office to violate the criminal law. Moving forward, however, all former presidents will be clocked in such immunity if the occupant of that office misuses official power for personal gain. The criminal law that rests of us must be obeyed or abide will not provide a backstop. With fear for our... there you go with the fucking democracy bullshit. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. Why do they continue putting that into play with the democracy crap? Why? I just don't understand it. Well, the Dems are melting down. They're terrified of this man, Donald Trump. They know the outcome in November. They know where our country will go after November 5th if Donald Trump holds office. Which 70%, guys, if you just looked at a recent poll here on a lot of major social media platforms, 70%, right, of this nation supports the re-election of Donald Trump. 70%. Now, was it 70% back in 2020? I think it was like around 45, 50%. So out of 45, 50% back in 2020, right? 45, 50% in favor of bringing Donald Trump into presidency in 2020. It was back then. It's at a higher level now. The polls show high. Just look at the freaking debate. 67% over 33% for Biden. 67% of polling numbers favored Donald Trump to win that first presidential debate this past week. What you think? You think that's a surprising number? I mean, look at Tucker Carlson this past week. That was up in what the hell was he? Australia, right, Shaky? Australia weighing in on how Democrats are now saying Joe Biden actually has dementia. Yeah, no shit. You're just realizing that now? Joe Biden can't carry a sentence. Yeah, you're just realizing this now? And then I like how, Kamala Harris post-debate a couple nights ago was saying, well, it wasn't a strong suit. He wasn't strong. I don't think Joe Biden has been strong for like the last 7 or 8 years. But this is the man that's carrying the nuclear codes to our nuclear weapons, right? Hey, Joe, we're being attacked by a foreign nation. Hey, Joe, I think it's necessary to literally send out our best of our military. Joe, do you have an answer for that? Mr. President, we need an answer. Joe Biden looking all around. I think you got to do what's best, right? Right. Going into the raspy voice from this past week. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. Oh, boy. I noticed now Schumer now bashing MAGA SCOTUS after the historic Trump immunity decision. Oh, boy. Cryberry Schumer coming back into play. He blasted what he called the MAGA SCOTUS on Monday after the U.S. Supreme Court found in favor of former Donald Trump, right? Former President Donald Trump and his challenge to January 6 prosecutors. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Donald Trump does face charges in Washington, D.C., brought on by special counsel Jack Smith relating to his conduct on January 6 back in 2021, when in their vision, rioters stormed the Capitol. But let alone the clip, guys, that is very hard to find now because all of liberal media scrapped it off the internet, and the words, which I still have, right, that Donald Trump said was, folks, we are a party of peace and law and order. Anyone in the chat, if you want to disagree with me, feel free to plug because I'm waiting. The savage TikTok clock is counting down. That's what he said. Did he not? Did he not? Did he not say that? We are a party of peace, law, and order. I know you're upset. I know you're concerned, but it's time to go home. It's time to go home and know that we'll get through this. He said that at the Capitol. He did not incite violence. I don't know where they're getting these videos from. I know we live in a fucking AI world of technology, but I mean, seriously, folks. These people are just, they're losing it, the leftists. Losing it. Chuck Schumer writing this. When the hell was this? Oh, just this morning. Wow. Couple hours ago. Well, depending on how now you listen to this episode on Spotify or anywhere else that you're listening. Schumer writes this. Dated July 1st, 2024. 11:26 a.m. Thank you for the timestamp there, Shaky. This disgraceful decision by the MAGA SCOTUS, which is compromised of 3 justices appointed by Trump himself, enables the former president to weaken our democracy by breaking the law. It determines the Scottish's credibility and suggests political influence. Trump's all in our courts today. Then on the bottom of that tweet, right, he puts in the New York Times. Breaking news. The Supreme Court says Trump is partially shielded from prosecution. A 6-3 ruling said Donald Trump is entitled to immunity. And guess what? It's driving the left bananas. Bananas. Like I always quote, the ghost of Scrooge. Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. That's right. But we all know, guys, Schumer has a history of trying to intimidate the Supreme Court justices. Well, you've seen that notably in 2020, did you not? When he threatened the 2 newly appointed justices, right? That they would pay the price if they dared to overturn Roe v. Wade, which they later did. My question is here, folks, that the case is Trump versus the United States. And this was number 23-939 in the Supreme Court of the United States. That's what you're seeing, folks. Now, let me rephrase that for my listeners out there, including joining us here on X and Rumble, that what you're seeing is not a former president versing the entire nation. You're seeing a former president battling against a radicalized government under this Joe Biden administration. Are you not? You're seeing that clearly. Donald Trump versus the United States, huh? No, I don't think all, 100 some odd million of us are against the former president. I think a lot of us want him back because of strong policies. Strong policies. You catch that video, guys, because we're going to close it out here soon. I want to thank everyone that jumped in on the live stream. Get the comments, and I want to hear more. Snyder for Florida joining us here, running for the congressional seat there, the 14th district there in Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. Thank you very much, Snyder. Appreciate you. Give you a shout out. Also give you a shout out to Sage Outcast podcast joining us today. Thank you very much. But that last comment I just made with the mentality rate between 2 presidents. You notice that that video that Nancy Pelosi, Ice Cream Pelosi there and from San Francisco, right? She goes into saying that what the mainstream media is not really saying, in her drunk vocabulary, right, is that the American people are really they're really confused and puzzled because the real dementia coming from any president is Donald Trump. Joe Biden shows strength. He shows honor and dignity. Did you see that, guys? The video that circulated about yesterday? What was it? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, I posted out on my Twitter feed. You guys can scroll right down and you'll see it. Clear levels of delusion. Delusion from the left. Even Democrats that voted this jackass in, Biden, are now scratching their heads like, oh shit, did we make a clear decision here in 2020? Where's the Jeopardy music on that one? Can I get what the fuck was that for $250, please? I mean, seriously, guys. Seriously, wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up. Smell it. Uninstall Joe this November. Thank you very much, Shaky, putting that in there, buddy. Uninstall him. Bring back some Maganomics. There you go. You're fucking right on point with these fucking plugs. Thank you very much. It's time to uninstall Joe to bring back the Maganomics. Because I'm tired of being broke, right? Even as a successful podcaster like myself with other lines of work that I do, I'm tired of being broke, guys. Yeah. I'm tired of paying high amounts of prices. I'm tired of just working other lines of work. Because not only do I do this podcast, I'm in the entertainment business as a movie extra / B-roll actor. I'm tired of working 90 fucking hours a week. I'm tired that I have a corrupted fucking mortgage company corrupted by the fucking federal fucking department that decided to just fucking up my fucking mortgage here in Florida. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of fucking committed to this madness. I'm tired of fucking paying huge amounts of prices of everything. That's what I am. I'm tired of it. So, and you should be too. Guys, thanks very much for joining us here. Producer here telling me I got to wrap it up. But thanks very much. Till next time, guys. Be savage, not average. Take it easy.